Hey, welcome back everybody to another fine episode of Grim Games, episode 3. Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, a huge thank you to the absolute legend that is Nick Campbell, who has followed through on the trade offer. Thank you, Nick, for sending me a copy of this. Looking forward to trying it out. Definitely will give it a run, and then I'll do a video on my thoughts and reactions to it. So if you have an X account, make sure to follow Nick at Made by Idle Hands. I'll put a link down below. And the main event today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be taking a look at a little tease from the Fishmonger's Secret. This is an adventure that I've written with Bards and Besties, which is a fun little company comprised of myself, my sister, and one of our close friends that we've collaborated together to make this Lovecraftian horror adventure for you. The book is full of really amazing and unique art that really sets the mood. And I'm not going to go over the whole adventure today. Eventually, I want to do like room by room breakdowns for the dungeon masters out there once it's fully released. We're only waiting on one or two last art pieces, but we just did the final typo revision run through this past weekend. And yeah, so it should be coming out here pretty quick. I'll make sure to tell you all about when it does. So I'm a huge fan of Red Hook Studios' Darkest Dungeon, Darkest Dungeon 2. I've put hundreds of hours into both games. And in that sort of vein, all of the characters in this adventure sort of have their titles for their names or referred to in that way. So like the Fishmonger is a character, the mayor's son, and so on. And much like how in Darkest Dungeon, the Ancestor, the Heir, the Wainwright, the Hamlet, the Darkest Dungeon itself, the Mountain, a lot of the bosses are also referred to in this way. If that's not your style, you can of course make your own names to fit those characters or use the random name generation tables that exist within the Shadowdorks core rulebook. Here's another cool tease of the art from several different scenes throughout the adventure. We'll leave it at that. No spoilers. All right. Time for some dramatic reading. For years, the busy market of Seaside Town could not get enough of the Fishmonger's exotic deep-sea stock. Her stoic silence rebuffed all questions of origin, and villagers filled in the gaps with their own wild rumors and speculation. Some said she's touched by the sea god's luck. Others claimed she's a secret intermediary for the elusive merfolk who've been in hiding since the Tempest War. Her enigma became somewhat of a local legend, attracting even more patrons from the surrounding provinces. Upon one's first visit to the Fishmonger's market stall, you might wonder how she sells anything at all. The unsettling demeanor, the grimy robes, her singular remaining eye, bulbous and unblinking. Despite these physical detractors, the people of Seaside Town were not deterred, whether it was their genuine kind-heartedness or ultimately their underlining appetites, one could hardly say. Soon enough, she had them by the hook, her daily supply drained with a consistent, almost euphoric frenzy. With each lucrative exchange complete, she would return to her hut and not be seen until the following dawn.
If only it had ended there. For the Fishmonger is hiding an ever so sinister secret. Waiting for the stars to be just right. A grudge festering for generations. A plan to plunge this quaint town into the grip of chaos. A single step in the much greater scheme. At last, the night has come. At last, her will shall be made manifest.
At the stroke of midnight, a torrent of dazzling explosions peppers the skies above Seaside Town. The mayor has spared no expense in the firework display celebrating the coming of age of his beloved son. The young man is an ambitious fellow. His cunning wit confounds even the eldest advisors. He took to administrative training early under his father and aspires for provincial governorship in the near future. And perhaps even greater heights down the line. With his 20th sun cycle now complete, the mayor's son is ready to seize his destiny. However, this fateful night has other, more malevolent ideas in mind. With the bards and dancers paid and packing, the mayor makes his way to the manor. shaking a few constituent hands enjoying the last few drops of wine. Upon returning, a mix of confusion and panic sets in. The estate staff reports his son has yet to make it home. After rushing back to the site of the party to no avail, the mayor mobilizes the local guards to ask around door to door. The mayor's son is nowhere to be seen. A full search of Seaside Town commences. Every nook and cranny is inspected. No stone is left unturned. Both guardsmen and volunteers search throughout the night. Their efforts bear no fruit as dawn eventually breaks. To make matters worse, 2 guards never report back to the barracks. Although tense, markets eventually open, but the fishmonger's stall remains suspiciously empty. Her regulars clamor that she never misses a market day. More guards are sent to the fishmonger's hut to investigate. A quick search yields evidence of a struggle that progresses towards a curious hatch in the ground. Inside, a series of wooden planks nailed into the earth delve deeper into the unnerving darkness of the subterranean caves. Bursting into the tavern, the mayor shouts at the partially hungover would-be heroes in the common room. "Adventurers! Seaside Town needs your help! I need your help!" Hysterical, in a half-sob, he cries out, "Find the missing guards, if you can, but bring back my son! A full sack of gold to each of you who brings him back to me alive and well!" After downing the last dregs of your drink, along with grabbing your gear and sleuthing some intel, your party makes haste for the hatch.
One by one, you make your descent into the cold, unknown depths of the Shadowdark.
That's all for now, Shadowdorks. Stay tuned for more.